So I'm going to start off this video with two quotes. First of these is known as Parkinson's Law. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. The second one was said by the founder of IKEA. If you split your day into 10-minute increments and you try to waste as few of those 10-minute increments as possible, you'll be amazed at what you can get done. So as you can probably already guess from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique was invented by a guy named Francisco Cirillo, I'm not actually quite sure how to say his name, but he named it after the tomato-shaped egg timer that he actually used as a uni student. So to start using the Pomodoro Technique, all you really need is a timer. You could use some sort of physical timer, but I personally can't stand that because of the annoying ticking sound. Or you can use an app like I do on the computer. There are some like Mighty or Colto HeWriter if you're a writer, which basically doesn't let you do anything on your computer until you finish your writing goal. But you can also get apps on your phone, and two of my favorites are Tide. I use that for a long time. It's a great app, but my favorite at the moment is Forest. The main reason I like Forest is because it basically gamifies your Pomodoro session, but the only complaint I would have is that it doesn't allow you to do 5-minute breaks. So I usually use my Google Assistant or the Time app on my phone. So once you've picked your timer, either the physical timer or an app on your phone or computer, you need to pick one task, and only one task. You can either pick one big task and split it into smaller Pomodoro sessions and focusing on one part of it at a time, or you could bunch some smaller tasks together and focus on one per Pomodoro session. So once you've picked that one task, you set a timer for 25 minutes. In this 25 minutes, focus all of your energy on that one task. After each Pomodoro, set a 5-minute timer and get up, do something physical. Usually I like to have a drink or go for a walk, do some stretches. But once the timer goes off, get straight back into the next task. So once you've finished 4 Pomodoro sessions, set a timer for 20 minutes and take a longer break. You could do something like make lunch or go for a walk around the block. And once the 20 minutes is up, if you've still got stuff on your to-do list, just set another 25-minute timer and the whole process starts again. So during these Pomodoro sessions, one of the most important things to do is to limit distractions. Probably the biggest distractor is your phone, and this might be a reason to use a physical timer. Apart from putting your phone out of sight, you could put it on Do Not Disturb, although I actually wouldn't do this because it doesn't notify you about the end of your Pomodoro session, or you could just turn on airplane mode, which is probably the best. Another way of limiting your distractions is by keeping a piece of paper next to you where you can write down anything that comes to your mind. I got this tip from the productivity YouTuber Thomas Frank. I usually title the piece of paper Inbox, but you can give it whatever title you want. And then if anything comes to your mind, like an idea or something that you need to get done, just write it down in list form on the piece of paper. So once the Pomodoro session is up, take a look at your list and you organize it into your task manager, or you can delegate it, delete it if it's not important, or you can just do it if it can be done in a few minutes. So another big distraction that I often get is when someone comes in and needs your help. Cirillo obviously had the same problem, so he developed a technique called inform, negotiate and call back. So basically you inform them that you're in the middle of a Pomodoro session, and then you negotiate a time that you can get back to them, and once your Pomodoro session is up and you're ready to address them, you call back. Another great way to limit distractions, and I'm actually using it right now, it really works well, is by making a sign to put on your door. You make sure it informs them that you're in the middle of a session, and you make sure that you only use this sparingly when you actually are doing a Pomodoro session. I read a book once about productivity, I forget what it's called, but in it told about a guy who put this on his door: "Your lack of planning is not my emergency." And the guy found that people actually turned away after reading this. So when I'm in a Pomodoro session, I flip it over to this side, and I've told my whole household that if it is on that side, they're not to come in or knock even, because it completely shifts my focus when I'm working. So I do suggest making one of these door signs, they definitely help. I'll leave a link in the description if I can, with the template that I used. But if you want to make your own, you can make it on canva.com, which is where I made it. So with this Pomodoro technique, you need to make sure that it's working for you. You don't have to stick to it religiously. If you're in the zone and the timer goes off, keep going. But the 5-minute breaks are definitely recommended. I usually don't go more than 2 Pomodoro sessions without taking one. This is because research has found that taking regular breaks actually helps in retaining information and prolonging your focus. So probably the main reason why I really like to use the Pomodoro technique is that I only have to commit to the first 25 minutes. I usually plan on doing only one Pomodoro session, but I build momentum and end up doing 2 or 3. But if 25 minutes doesn't work for you, you can go for something else. It's only what Cirillo himself used. So back to Parkinson's law, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. If you add deadlines to your tasks or projects, you're probably going to finish a bit earlier. This is why giving a task 25 minutes is so great, because it forces your brain to focus on the one task and getting it done in the time that you've given it. This is probably one of the main reasons why the Pomodoro technique works so well. So one thing I make sure I do every time I finish a task before the timer has gone off is to not waste my time. I use that time to do something like plan for my next Pomodoro session or do something productive on my to-do list. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. I was really excited about sharing this technique with you because I use it all the time, it works so well. If you got value out of this video, please leave a like because YouTube seems to show it to more people. Also, if you want more videos like this, please click subscribe. Also click the bell icon because then you get notified about each time I upload. And if you've got any questions about productivity or minimalism, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them the best I can in a video. But yeah, thanks for watching again. I'll see you next time. Cheers.